Good evening, I'm Brian Latham.
And I'm Tambry Lane. Thanks for joining GTN News tonight. Casey Anthony is not a killer. That's the jury's verdict. The panel cleared Anthony and her daughter's death to the surprise of many in the headline-grabbing case. Karen Brown has more in tonight's big story.
We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty.
25-year-old Casey Anthony cried and hugged her defense team. The jury took fewer than 11 hours to find her not guilty of murder and 2 other charges related to her daughter Kaylee's death. Casey's parents ducked out of court right after the verdict was read.
While we're happy for Casey, there are no winners in this case. Kaylee has passed on far too soon.
The coroner never determined the cause of Kaylee's death, but did rule it a homicide. After 33 days of testimony and mounds of evidence, the jury found the prosecution just didn't bear the burden of proof.
I never ever criticize a jury. Theirs is the task of deciding what to believe.
None of the 12 jurors were willing to speak to the media. While Casey Anthony was cleared in the criminal justice system, many in the court of public opinion just don't agree with the jury's verdicts.
It's just unfathomable that these people would listen to everything and know about this case for the last 3 years and then come to that decision.
I think the jury came back too soon.
Anthony was convicted of 4 counts of lying to investigators, but some legal experts think she won't serve additional time.
I think the judge will release her on Thursday. There is no reason to keep her in any longer.
For time already served.
Exactly true. Anthony
has already spent nearly 3 years in jail. The defense is hoping she can rebuild her life starting this week. Karen Brown for CBS News, Orlando, Florida.
Now, we saw there were tears inside the courtroom, but there were tears outside as well.
Hundreds of people gathered to hear the verdict, and as Bob Baxa reports, they didn't hold back their emotions.
The crowd gathered with phones and such to find out what the verdict was, then looked to the media for the latest information.
Right now, this verdict is just about to be read. They're handing the paperwork around, and you can see what's happening right outside the courtroom. We want to take you back in time just a little bit here, show you this is how it went down outside the courtroom. You see the huge crowd. This is the biggest crowd that has been here. First-degree murder? Not guilty. First-degree murder.
The reaction slowly built as the lesser charges were read and the most serious charges were not guilty.
Finance is not that good.
I don't know if they were watching the same thing we were. It's just shocking. I can't believe it. I don't even know why I'm this emotional. I have no attachment to them at all. I just can't believe it.
I'm in total shock. I mean, everything that's happened, it's basically like you almost have to film and watch somebody commit a crime and have it on video for something that happened today. Now, it's just disturbing.
As you can see, many people are expressing their shock and anger, but one local attorney says he's not surprised by the outcome. Gainesville defense attorney Robert Rush says there's just not enough hard evidence.
In a case where you've got solely circumstantial evidence, you need to tighten that up, you need to narrow that down, and you need to move it quickly. But in this case, really what they needed was more evidence.
Again, Anthony is set to be sentenced Thursday morning. Legal experts say it's unlikely she'll spend any more time behind bars.
If you're looking for something to do this summer, people at the St. Francis House want to talk to you. The Soup Kitchen says if they don't get some new volunteers soon, they're not sure how they'll get through the rest of the season. GTN's New Yorker has the story.
Most of the news centering around the St. Francis House is the 130 meal limit on the number of meals that can be served. But the director says few meals will be served if some volunteers don't step forward.
We need mothers, we need fathers, we need sisters and brothers. We need everybody to come out and help and give up to the community.
St. Francis House has a paid staff, but a large portion of their work is done by volunteers. UF students are the primary volunteers, but with the majority of them on summer break, there are fewer bodies to do the jobs. Now in-house residents are helping out.
I'm glad to do it because I have actually been in a situation. I come here and I eat myself, so I understand the situation.
They do a lot of dishes. They bring food from the refrigerator to restock, and then you have your people on the line that serve. Once I get reestablished and on my feet, myself, I will do everything I can to come back and volunteer my time to help out the less fortunate.
On a daily basis, the kitchen needs at least 10 volunteers to run efficiently, and that's in addition to the staff that's already working here.
The summer months are really low. Our numbers are down, but the homeless community is still here. They still need a lot of help. The heat is very strong out there, and so they come here to find some shelter from the heat.
Volunteers receive training, so willing hands are all you need to get started. CN New Yorker, GTN News, working for you.
Volunteer training will be held Thursday afternoon at 4 at the South Main Street location. For more information about that, just log on to mygtn.tv.
Astronaut Sandra Magnus will be the last woman to go up in space on a NASA shuttle. Magnus is the only woman who will be on Atlantis when it takes off for the final time. Her brother Eric Hall and his 2 sons are coming to Florida for the launch. Hall says he always gets a little nervous right before liftoff.
When people are at the launch site, it's 20 minutes till, people are talking, having a good time, but as the countdown goes down and goes down, when you get to about, I'd say 3 to 4 minutes, quiet. To think back when we were all younger, and I remember she was in the kitchen talking about how she wanted to be an astronaut when she grew up, and then here we are, years later, she's going to be forever linked with history. Is pretty amazing.
Shuttle Atlantis is scheduled to blast off Friday morning around 11:30, but NASA officials say weather could be a problem. So does that mean storms this week? Let's find out. Meteorologist Kyle Dennis joins us live from the Weather Center with tonight's First Alert weather. Kyle?
I do think we will be seeing more storms in the days ahead. We kind of missed out here in Gainesville today, but of course down in Ocala, as usual, we saw those storms earlier, and we saw them up towards the north as well. You can see they're winding down in southern Alabama, back through southern Mississippi as well. But this air mass does remain favorable for the development of storms. I think we'll see more of them as we make our way into the day tomorrow. High temperatures in the lower 90s, so a little bit cooler. We're not going to see the 97 we saw today. 90 at 5 o'clock with some isolated storms. Tambry?
All right, Kyle, thanks. Thousands were in Alachua last night for the largest small-town fireworks display in America. Tonight, GTN's George Solis reports on what you could call the largest small-town cleanup in America.
It was a light and sound show that many would say lived up to its name. With an estimated 30,000 people in attendance at the largest small-town fireworks display in America, crews say it's almost as much work cleaning up as it is putting the show on. For some, it was a non-stop full day.
I think about 19 hours. I was here yesterday. Wow. Yeah, 19 hours.
This little guy floating around here may be one of the last few pieces of trash left out on this field, and while the rest of it may look clean, there's actually a lot more work that needs to be done. About 20 volunteers started cleaning starting from the moment the last firework lit the sky. The big show cost the city $60,000.
Between getting the stage broken down, the tents down, to get all the trash picked up, to get everything back in order inside the gym, all the bathrooms back up to par. So it takes about a week to get everything back in order.
And everyone does their part, including the man who put on the city's light show.
Everybody knows their job when it's over, and it's a collective group. Nobody's standing around. Everybody knows what they have to do. There's about 15 or 16 of us at the end cleaning up, and it takes us 2 hours to clean it up.
But when it's all said and done, everyone says they'd do it all over again, and they will next 4th of July. George Solis, GTN News, working for you.
Well, still to come tonight, a touching tribute. Why one man did this to his home, and it's not just to mark our country's independence.
And while Venezuela is celebrating its independence, not even cancer could keep the country's president away. Plus,
coming up in sports, it's the debut of Beat the Hack. I'm Joe Gervin, trying not to make a fool of myself on the golf course later in the show.
To my last cupful of safe. Howdy, all you folks out there in television land.
Hello, out there in television land.
It's so tasty, too.
I like it.
Don't you ever hit me again.
I think we got a hit on our hands.
Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning.
Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning.
Now over the air on Digital 9.2. Call your cable and satellite provider and let them know you want Me TV too.
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org. They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Don't waste your summer. Sign up now to join in all the fun at Camp Weed, a fun Christian summer camp for all the kids of North Florida. Trained Christian counselors will lead kids in activities including swimming, archery, crafts, basketball, kickball, skits, and so much more. Summer camp at Camp Weed, the finest summer camp facilities in North Florida. Find out more at 386-364-5250 or campweed.net.
If you have a story for GTN News, call the newsroom now or email us at news@mygtn.tv.
Big Brothers Big Sisters of Mid-Florida has been serving the children in our community for over 35 years. By providing positive role models to at-risk youth, we make a big difference, one child at a time.
My big brother helps me with school. My big sister listens to my problems.
Help us help these children.
This great cause needs your support.
Will you be my big sister?
Working for you. GTN meteorologist Kyle Dennis with your first alert forecast.
It was a hot one today, 97 for the high temperature, and now we've cooled off 20 degrees, 77 here in Gainesville, 81 in Valdosta, 77 in Cross City. So not too bad out there right now, but it certainly was another hot afternoon. But fortunately, that high of 97 got knocked down a little bit thanks to some thunderstorms that were around. Even though we didn't officially see any rain here in Gainesville today, quite a few storms were around off towards the south. Ocala got hit, and a lot of times when you see those thunderstorms, you get a cool outflow boundary that can help to knock those temperatures down at least a little bit, even if you don't see the storm. And that's what we saw here in Gainesville today. As we look up towards the north, you can see some thunderstorms winding down in portions of Alabama and down through Mississippi as well. Actually, we saw them in the southern portions of the states today, and now they've shifted up towards the Atlanta area, or just towards the north and west. But I think that boundary is going to be slowly moving towards us. So for the next few days, we're going to be having to deal with increasing chances of thunderstorms. As we make our way through the day tomorrow, again, I think maybe just an isolated storm you can see right over us, right around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Then they wind down. So really not going to be a major threat tomorrow, nothing widespread like a lot of the storms we saw last week. But I think by the time Thursday comes around, that'll change. You can see storms a little bit more widespread, not just towards the north. You can see them from the north, but also down here in Gainesville, Ocala, down towards Marion County, Levy counties, getting some storms as we make our way through Thursday. And then by this time Thursday night, things will start to come to a bit of an end. And I think we stay a little bit unsettled for Friday and maybe even into the weekend. For tonight, an isolated thunderstorm, partly cloudy, 72 degrees for the low. Most of those storms are winding down though, so mostly just a partly cloudy night. South wind at 5 to 10. As we make our way into the day tomorrow, not as hot. So with more thunderstorms around, more cloud cover, not going to be seeing 97 for the high. We will make it up to 94 though, so not exactly a cool day. Normal high is 91, so we're still above that. Easterly wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And again, those isolated storms come right around 4 or 5 o'clock. Thursday, a bit more numerous and more cloud cover, so not as hot, 93. Friday, 92, so at least these storms are also helping to keep our temperatures on the cooler side. 93 Saturday, Sunday, just a chance of storms, and up to 94.
All right, Kyle, thanks.
The Eastern Rhode Island house is all decked out in 4th of July gear, but it's not just to celebrate America's independence. The homeowner says he set up all these flags to pay tribute to the people who lost their lives during the 9/11 terror attacks. There are nearly 3,000 American flags in his yard, each bearing the name of a victim.
You know, I was never in the service, and that's a big regret of mine. So I like to show my patriotism, my appreciation of the troops. And years past, we've done everything for the troops, and this year we thought it would be appropriate for the 10-year anniversary of 9/11.
The homeowner says it took 15 people more than 6 hours to write all the names on the flags.
Time for Global News Now. One person has died, 28 others have been hurt after an escalator accident at a Beijing subway stop. Some people on the escalator fell down after, quote, an escalator malfunction. No other details are being offered, but the government is demanding an investigation. The Royal Tour of Canada continues. Prince William and Catherine have arrived in Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories. The newlyweds wrap up their Canadian tour on Friday when they travel to California. It will mark the Duchess' first trip to the United States. Nothing, not even cancer, can keep Venezuela's president away from his nation's bicentennial celebrations. Venezuela celebrates 200 years of independence from Spain. Hugo Chavez made a surprise return to Caracas yesterday. For weeks, he's been receiving cancer treatment in Cuba. Thousands gathered outside the presidential palace in Caracas while he made a speech. And that's your Global News Now.
Jeremy's up next with sports.
Hi, this is Freddie Wiebe, owner of the 8 Gainesville Domino's. We're proud that you've made us the #1 pizza choice. Big reason for our success is our advertising, like our decision to partner with the Gainesville Television Network and their GTN News. Our Domino's sponsorship of Joe Gervin's GTN Sports has helped us build our brand. Bottom line, Gator Domino's and GTN News both deliver.
Thanks, Freddie. Gotta go.
Hey!
Every day, GTN News is all about coverage.
Coverage of breaking news and important local stories.
We cover your community because it's our community too.
We dig for details, taking the time to get it right.
It's a challenge we meet daily, serving you the biggest stories every day, every newscast.
One network, one team. GTN News.
Your life changes in a split second. And who cares? The insurance company? The other driver? The big company that may break the rules? For over 50 years, Avery & Smith has cared for Florida's families who have been injured. Getting you help quickly is always our first priority. I'm Mark Avra. If you've been hurt in an accident, give us a call. We can help get what you deserve. So who cares? We do.
Hi, this is Freddie Wiebe, owner of the 8 Gainesville Domino's. We're proud that you've made us the #1 pizza choice. Big reason for our success is our advertising, like our decision to partner with the Gainesville Television Network and their GTN News. Our Domino's sponsorship of Joe Gervin's GTN Sports has helped us build our brand. Bottom line, Gator Domino's and GTN News both deliver.
Thanks, Freddie. Gotta go.
Hey!
You're watching the 11 o'clock edition of GTN News on NBC9. GTN Sports is brought to you by Stephen A. Bagan & Associates.
I'm attorney Stephen A. Bagan. If you've had an accident, it's never too early to call.
We've handled thousands of cases for more than 25 years.
25 years.
For over 25 years.
The sooner you call, the sooner we can start working on your case.
And to contact witnesses, investigate insurance, and deal with the insurance adjusters.
Your time is precious, so call us.
Just call us.
Call 1-800-800-2575. Stephen A. Bagan & Associates. Helping Florida's injured for over 25 years. Just call me.
This is GTN News, working for you in Gainesville, Lake City, Trenton, and Archer.
Gator hoopster Patrick Young scored 15 points. He pulled down 7 boards as the United States held off Lithuania in the FIBA Under-19 World Championships today. Jeremy Lamb led the team with 35 points in the 107-105 win in overtime. Lamb hitting the game winner with less than 2 seconds to play. The U.S. now 5-0 in group play and can rest a little bit easier after pulling out the win against a very good Lithuania team. Here's Patrick Young.
That we started the game out with we were really together, and you could tell by our play because we took a pretty big lead. But Lithuania is a great team, and they came back and they took the lead on us. And I felt this game was great. I wouldn't have it in any other way. I missed the free throws in regulation, and I got another opportunity to just show out in overtime, and I give God the glory. I'm so thankful.
And Team USA plays Croatia tomorrow. Regardless of whether they win or lose, they'll be the top seed in the medal round, which gets underway on Friday. Let's go to Major League Baseball. The Braves hosting the Rockies. Freddie Freeman had 2 home runs yesterday. Today, well, in the second inning, scoreless, and that's another home run. Freeman swinging a hot bat. It's 1-0. Let's move ahead to the 4th inning. Bases loaded for Derek Lowe. Career 1 for 21 hitter with the bases loaded. will make it 2 for 22 as he clears them all. That's a double, and it's 4-0. In the sixth, it's 4-3, but Dan Ugla hits a solo home run. So the Braves trying to hang on. They go to their studs in the bullpen. First, Johnny Venters, and Venters painting it black on the outside corner. And then again in the eighth, Venters with the breaking ball. Nice setup, man, for Craig Kimbrell. Kind of a tongue twister type of name there. Kimbrell gets the save as the Braves win it 5-3. The Rays and the Twins, and the Rays actually lose 3-2 to the Twins. James Shields pitched very well, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits. He gave up 3 runs, just 2 of them earned. He had 6 strikeouts. But B.J. Upton hit a home run in the loss, his 13th. But they do lose. They'll play tomorrow afternoon at 1:10 from Minnesota as they wrap up the series. No British Open for Tiger Woods. He's still not ready to return from leg injuries suffered earlier this year. Woods reiterated that he won't return until he's 100%. He said in May that he suffered minor injuries to knee ligaments and his Achilles while hitting from an awkward stance at the Masters. Well, since Tiger is still dealing with injuries, it looks like he won't be able to participate in Beat the Hack this summer. GTN's Joe Gervin is up to the challenge, taking our viewers at their favorite courses in North Central Florida. Here is the debut of the segment, which should be entertaining, if nothing else.
Here we are at one of my favorite holes in North Central Florida. It's number 8 at the University of Florida course, and I'm here with Bill Kretzman. Bill, how are you?
I'm doing well today. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to this. What's your handicap?
Probably playing golf, but usually around an 18 or a 20.
Okay, that sounds familiar. Yeah. So you think you can beat the hack?
I'm going to give it a try.
All right, Your Honor, Your Honor.
All righty.
Oh, look at this guy. He's all over it. Ah. All right. A little bit off the green, but you were on target.
A little long.
Good shot.
Good. Thank you.
Uh-oh. Trouble.
Uh-oh.
Trouble. How right is that? Oh, no. This is why we call him the hack. Advantage Kretzman. Golly. Roll ball. Well, I'm on the green. Finally.
Good shot.
Roll that down. Oh, you're not supposed to do that.
All right, nice putt.
Well, there's the bogey, and that's the hole. Congratulations, you beat the hack.
Thank you.
Well, for Bill Kretzman, I'm Joe Gervin, GTN Sports. Back to you in the studio.
All right, fellas, that was great. Well, I mean, kind of great. Joe needs a little work on his game, but after seeing that, you should be more confident challenging Joe. And all you have to do is send him an email. Make sure to tell us which hole you want to play at your favorite course, and send that email to jgervin@mygtn.tv. And of course, we've mentioned this before. Joe's golfing skills certainly not up to snuff. He should stick to what he does best, which of course is sports and talking about sports.
It was a lot of fun to watch, nonetheless.
Yeah, it was. It's good stuff.
Jeremy, thanks.
Well, we all know the dangers of smoking. Up next, why medication to help might do more harm than good.
And helping a new generation of wounded warriors. How the focus is shifting to the scars we can't see.
The Sunshine State has more than 18 million unique stories, home to a diverse population that makes up the 4th largest state in the country. Floridians will soon find themselves immersed in a process that happens just once every 10 years. Florida legislators will redraw our state's legislative and congressional boundary lines, and you will have the opportunity to start the conversation. Florida lawmakers will travel across the state, stopping in more than 24 cities in order to gather public opinion about the communities you live in. Citizens who participate in the meetings will be able to speak directly with lawmakers. To learn about public input meetings in your area and how you can use My District Builder to personally draw districts and submit your ideas directly to lawmakers in Tallahassee, as well as access My District Builder on Facebook and Twitter, visit www.floridaredistricting.org. Florida Redistricting, it's your community. Tell us your story.
My Florida Showcase.
Gorgeous, huh?
Yeah, it's really unique.
Hitch a ride with us and get an up-close look at some of the most unique businesses around Gainesville and the people behind them.
And make sure you give me a doggy bag with some of those Kong critters, okay?
Monet.
Monet.
Wow, I love Monet.
I love Monet too. Let Zach and Ashley show you some of the greatest places that you'll want to visit in North Central Florida.
Well, young lady, it's time for me to hop up on old Rory here and ride off into the sunset.
Be sure to catch My Florida Showcase.
I'm looking to control your budget. Yes. Our Name Your Price tool shows you a range of options. You pick a price that works for you.
Perfect. Only one thing could make this better. 80s montage!
He drops in boxes, but it's okay. We keep dancing. Hey, it's that guy. Progressive Name Your Price tool.
Helping you save. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
So at our company, we pay about the same, even though I'm a great driver and he's not so much.
Well, for a driver like you, I would recommend our new Snapshot discount. This little baby keeps track of your great driving habits so you can save money.
Amazing.
It's like an extra bonus savings.
He's my ride home.
How much can the Snapshot discount save you? Call or click today.
This is GTN News, working for you in Hawthorne, Ocala, Waldo, and Stark.
If you're a smoker and take Chantix to help kick the habit, you might face a higher risk of a heart attack or stroke. At least that's according to a new study published in a Canadian medical journal. Researchers say smokers who use Chantix had a higher risk of a serious cardiovascular event. Pfizer makes the drug, and the company says the study was too limited to draw conclusions about the risks.
If you've ever suffered from a backache, then you know how disruptive it can be to your daily activities. In tonight's Health Connections, GTN's Myra Monroe tells us there's new evidence and MACE use can help.
Low back pain is one of the most common reasons patients see a doctor. While massage therapy is frequently used as an alternative treatment, there has been limited evidence of its effectiveness. A study published in the Annals of Internal Medicine found massage therapy may be the way to go after all. After 10 weeks of treatment, approximately 2/3 of those receiving massage improved substantially, versus only 1/3 of those receiving standard care. The study was conducted on 401 patients with chronic low back pain. More than 33% of the patients in the massage groups reported their back pain was much better or completely gone, compared with only 4% in the usual care group. There were also some lifestyle benefits. Those patients who received massages reported less use of pain medications and a decrease in the number of days of limited activity due to low back pain. With today's Health Connection, Myra Monroe, GTN News, working for you.
A new generation of veterans is returning home from conflicts overseas, some with visible wounds, others not so apparent.
More efforts are being made to make sure their homecoming and recovery are successful. Karen Kafa reports.
Master Sergeant Spanky Gibson knows what it's like to shift from combat back to the home front.
You're checking out everything and everyone. So when you get into that mindset over a period of 6 or 7 months, and then you come back, it's hard. It's hard to downshift it very quickly.
The 2-decade Marine Corps veteran has done it a number of times, like so many members of the new generation of wounded warriors.
This is the one of the Wounded Warrior Complex barracks right in here.
Like pieces of the transition puzzle, this cluster at Virginia's Fort Belvoir includes barracks, a resource center, and a new hospital that will start seeing patients in August.
There's more than just physical recovery that has to take place. They have to recover physically, emotionally, and socially with their families.
And here, the USO has broken ground on a Wounded Warrior and Family Center, the first of its kind in the U.S., with the second to follow at the Walter Reed Medical Center in Maryland. The lighting, the floor material, the layout, the art of bringing the outside in, all based on a premise of an architecture of healing.
We've consulted with leading medical professionals on what colors, even what smells are the kinds of smells that are going to be most conducive to the broad process of healing.
Focusing on wounds that aren't always apparent to the eye, but still need care, a process they won't have to face alone.
That's all these new wounded warriors and families need to know is we, the older ones, are going to make sure that they're taken care of.
At Fort Belvoir, Virginia, I'm Karen Kafa.
It was a beautiful long holiday weekend. Kyle has another look at how the forecast is shaping up for the rest of the week next.
And we plant a seed on how you may want to spend your next holiday weekend. Forget Frisbee or hacky sack. This game takes a little more lung power to succeed. We'll tell you what it is after the break.
I got no sleep last night.
Well, I was up from 10 to midnight. You were asleep.
No, you were asleep because I was wide awake with my eyes open.
I was wide awake. I watched you sleeping. I stood over you, watched you sleep.
You want to do it real quick?
No, I don't want to do it real quick. Can't even think about.
That's not even your real sex phase.
Stop talking.
I wish it was.
Christina Applegate and Will Arnett are Up All Night. Wednesdays this fall on NBC.
No sleep tonight.
Why not look at things Whitney's way?
Why are we having sex?
Because your hair's up and I ate pork.
Be serious. I mean, why are we tapping this every night? Hello there. Here to see the doctor? Fill out these forms.
Do I really need my employer's address?
Whitney, coming this fall to NBC.
Sir, no smoking.
Maybe I put you out.
Hey. Thank you.
She may be a little gruff.
I got him.
And her methods
I'm not kidding you. I will frame you for something.
may be out there.
I got news for you. She's a good detective.
But you can't argue with her results.
What happened to your face?
Good day at work.
Maria Bello stars in Prime Suspect. Coming this fall to NBC.
Welcome to Earth. Where are you from?
Oh, we're from Kaplutis.
Official space helmet off. Cut the video wherever you are. Where you?
Green faces and wires sticking out of their heads. Yes, Granny. That's from Mars.
What are you supposed to be?
What am I supposed to be? The man from space.
Now over the air on Digital 9.2. Call your cable and satellite provider and let them know you want MeTV too.
This is GTN News, working for you in Newberry, Cross City, Lake Butler, and Fort White.
Pauls Valley, Oklahoma held its 54th annual World Championship Watermelon Seed Spitting Contest yesterday. The Lander sisters have dominated the competition for the past few years. So what's their secret?
We all kind of have our own technique. We just spit it.
Say they can usually spit farther than the guys. The reporter covered the story, gave it a try, and found it's not as easy as it looks.
It's fun to watch, though.
It's interesting when he came up with that idea.
Dominating among the handful of people seemingly on hand for the event.
No seedless watermelon there. I couldn't
What
resist.
don't they have contests for anymore?
That's a good point. We'll have to look into that.
I
That's your
actually, in
assignment
college,
for the
I
week.
was in a national forecasting contest.
And?
That just does not surprise me at all. So why
You
don't
obviously
you?
did well.
What's that?
You obviously did well.
I did well. I'm in GTN now.
Yeah.
Carry on
there
the
you go.
tradition.
Well, it looks like more thunderstorms in the forecast. We missed out here in Gainesville today, but by tomorrow, I think a better chance. Some isolated storms in the afternoon, 94, 93 on Thursday with some more storms, and I think they'll be a bit more numerous both Thursday and Friday. Saturday, 93. Sunday, just a chance of storms and a high of 94.
All right, Kyle, I vote for you after that.
Thanks.
Low 90s, thunderstorms, rain. Gotta cover the bases.
That's going to do it for us.
Yep, see you back here tomorrow.
with Jay Leno. Featuring Ricky Minor and the Tonight Show Band. Tonight, Jay welcomes actress Lisa Kudrow. Comedian Billy Gardell. The music of Natasha Bedingfield.